You can now get a 30-day trial to experience The Athletic for free. Visit the link in the description below to try it now.
Hello, welcome to Tifo IRL. I am JJ Poole. Here is my tactics board. And in this video, I am joined by Tom Worville, who is still trapped inside a Scattergram. Hello, Tom.
Hi, JJ. Yep, still here.
I like your t-shirt though.
Thanks, yeah, it's nice. It's of a goal.
It is of a goal.
Yeah.
And maybe if you like that goal, you'll be able to wear something similar soon. Tom Worville is stuck in a Scattergram. Tom Worville is stuck in a Scattergram. A Scattergram is a graphic representation of points referencing two variables. Today we're going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, I believe.
We are. We're going to talk about pressures per 90 and successful pressure rate. So, do you close a guy down? And are you any good at turning the ball over from those pressures? And as you can see here, I've got my little friend, Cristiano Ronaldo, right there. Doesn't press very often at all. In fact, less than any other forward in the top 5 European leagues this season. Top 5 European leagues includes France, not Portugal, for the pedants. And what you can see is that he doesn't really press a lot. He's okay at turning the ball over, kind of forcing a turnover when he does, but he's a big, lazy outlier.
You say he doesn't press a lot, it looks like he presses none.
Yeah, he presses 3.8 times per 90.
That's nothing.
It's very, very little, yeah.
Now, this might be a problem because one of the things you see with United at the moment is that when they start off, like this is them against Villarreal, right? So they play this 4-2-3-1 all the time. Ronaldo tends to start off the kind of left side. You think he's a central striker, but he tends to come over here. But the weird thing is, like, he doesn't do anything when you watch him. Like, it's kind of pressed with his front four, actually. Pogba comes up to help them trying to build out from the back. So Villarreal play a 4-3-3. But it means that because Ronaldo doesn't apply any pressure whatsoever to these centre-backs, they can do whatever they want. So they've got complete time. So then the other four have to sit slightly further back because otherwise they'll leave a giant hole through the middle. So what you have is, if he's here, this kind of blocks a lot of their passes through the middle of the pitch because Ronaldo's here blocking this pass into this guy here. But because he's sort of floating around not doing anything, like he's just sort of standing waiting for the ball, and sometimes it comes to him, most of the time it doesn't. Then it means that you've got, these guys can't go and pressure the other guys because if they do, they can just go boop, and there's loads of space in behind. So they've got to sit slightly further behind them. And then the ball can go out to the wide areas and they just kind of close them down. You've got Sancho and Fernandes don't do an awful lot as well of pressing off the ball. It's kind of difficult, but they were better, I thought, at doing it when they had Cavani, who makes a lot of pressures, I believe.
Yeah, I think he was making 13 per 90 last year.
That's more.
That is a lot more.
That's more.
Yes.
Yeah. So Cavani would start leading the press by trying to close down a player. So say they're starting out from the back here. Cavani would make a curved run around like this. It blocks the pass back to this guy because he's blocking that. It means he doesn't want to pass to the goalkeeper because Cavani can close that down. And that means the rest of the guys can then work out roughly where to go. It's a pressing trigger, so they know exactly where the ball is going to go. So it's forced here, it might go over here. That means Pogba can then shut down this guy. It means Sancho can close this guy down. McTominay might be able to come across, Shaw can block all the passes off. So by having Ronaldo in, he scores a lot of goals, but it changes the way Man United defend from the front.
Yeah, completely, and it's slightly different to a guy, or very different to a guy who's actually not labelled here, but I think is interesting, would be Jordan Ayew's around kind of this quadrant here. Someone who presses loads, and that really obviously dictates the tempo for Crystal Palace from the front. Someone who, again, isn't overly successful with his pressures, they don't win the ball back too often, but that's kind of not the goal. The goal is to kind of force the ball into a different direction, and like you're saying with Man United there, changing how the players behind Ronaldo, or in case that, Ayew in this example, would press.
So then Lukaku, it looks like, is really good. Where's he top left too?
Yes.
So it looks like he doesn't do an awful lot of pressing, but wins the ball a lot. So is that because people around him are doing a lot of the work and he's benefiting from it?
Yeah, I think it's probably that. It's probably more pressing in packs, and that when he does engage, obviously you can see that him and Alan Saint-Maximin as well, when they do engage, they do so very well and they turn the ball over nearly half the time, which is among the best players in Europe by this measure. But yeah, it just shows that he doesn't really do it often. It's probably more of an outcome bias that when he gets remotely close to the play, they're probably going to win the ball back anyway. So yeah, he's someone Ronaldo who is, because Chelsea are a better drilled pressing unit, that he looks better, even though his volume of pressures is about the same. Now,
one of the players that you mentioned to me when we had a chat before the Scattergram cameras went live, because you were obviously trapped in there. Danny Ings seems to do an awful lot of running around.
Danny Ings down here is A lot of running, a lot of pressing. Obviously, this is just his numbers for Villa this season, but one of the worst at kind of turning the ball over quickly and within 5 seconds, which is how this is defined. So, again, it begs the question of if his pressures aren't leading directly to turnovers, what are they leading to? Is it changing the direction of where the ball's going, something like that? But evidently, he's not a good presser to kind of move the ball on and win it quickly.
Well, there you go. Danny Ings is rubbish at pressing. Ronaldo does less, but he's also rubbish. Lukaku's really good. And that's what we've learned about the scattergram.
Yeah, there we go. 3 short, snappy conclusions.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do enjoy Tifo, then you'll probably also like The Athletic. If you watch our tactics videos, you should go and read Michael Cox. If you're into data, read Tom Worville. And if you're into transfers, it's David Ornstein. Plus, if you're a fan of any Premier League team, then there's a journalist dedicated to you, and you can try it for free for 30 days now by clicking the link in the description.